I'm out of breath. I'm not up for this. I'm not fit for this with me. What is up, you guys? My name is Crystal, and this is my story of what it was being pregnant. What is up, you guys? My name is Crystal, and this is my story of what it was like being pregnant at 18. I do want to put out there that I am not condoning teenage pregnancy whatsoever. But the purpose of this video is to simply just share my experience and what it was like for me being pregnant at such a young age. Anytime I have a conversation with anyone, me being young and me being a young parent and me having my daughter so young just always ends up getting brought up in the conversation, and I'm always being asked, like, how did you find out you were pregnant? Like, what was it like being pregnant, and what was your pregnancy like? And so I figured that if it can help anyone out, why not share it with the rest of the world? Why not share it with so many people to see and listen to? And if they can take anything from this video, just why not? And so that's what we're doing. Let's get into it. So me and my boyfriend met our freshman year of high school. Me and him have always had, like, throughout our entire high school career, me and him have always had, like, this on and off relationship between us both. One year, like, I'm crushing on him, I have a crush on him, I like him, and he's like, yeah, no, I don't like you that way. And then our second year, he's just like, yeah, I like you, and I'm like, yeah, no. And so it was just kind of always on and off between us two. And it wasn't until our senior year, September of 2017, that we actually started dating. And we've been together ever since. We've been dating for 2 years now, going on 3, which is freaking crazy. So me and my boyfriend, actually, we started living together after we graduated high school. And next thing you know, in August of 2018, that's when I found out I'm pregnant. At the time, the day that I actually found out I was pregnant, me and him were arguing. Why? I don't know, to be honest. I'm sure it was probably over something dumb. But we were arguing, and I've kind of just had this gut feeling that, like, I was pregnant. I had literally no indicators telling me that I was pregnant. But the entire month of August, I just had a feeling. Somebody just kept telling me, like, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, like, you're pregnant. And I'd bring it up to him, and he wasn't fazed by it. He was just kind of like, yeah, no, like, not happening, like, you're not pregnant. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I pushed it off, and one day I decided, hey, I'm going to take the test. I don't know why. I was just like, I'm going to take the test and give it to him and see what he does. And so he was playing his video game, and I went to the restroom, and I took the test, and right away it showed up positive. But it was, the second line was a very, 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 very faint line. It was very faint, but you could see that it was still positive. And so I came out of the restroom, I came to the room, and he's still playing his video games, and so I sat on the bed, and I gave him the pregnancy test. And because we were literally just arguing like a minute ago, he didn't have a care in the world of what I had to say. He didn't care what I was saying, what I was talking about, like, nothing. And so I believe he threw the test. I'm not sure. But he was like, what is this? And I was like, I had asked him if he could look at it. And he was like, what is this? And I was like, it's a pregnancy test. Like, what do you mean? What is it? And he was like, well, what does it mean? Are you pregnant? And I was like, yes, I'm pregnant. And he was like, what do you mean you're pregnant? And I was like, I'm pregnant. And at the time, I was actually 18. He was 19 at the time. And he was ecstatic. He was like, you're serious? Like, you're not messing around with me? And I was like, no, like, I'm being dead serious. And he was like, we're gonna have a baby. And he was the happiest I've ever seen him, the happiest person on earth. And I'm like, he's hugging me, holding me, like, saying, like, yes, I'm gonna be a father, I'm gonna be a father. And I was the complete opposite. I was not having that. I was like, no, honey, I am not having a baby. This isn't happening right now. And I was hysterically crying, like, literally hysterically crying. And he was so confused. He was just like, why are you crying? And I was like, because I can't have this baby. And he was just kind of questioning me, like, what do you mean you can't have this baby? And I was just like, I can't have this baby. And he was like, why? And I was like, because I don't have a stable enough job. I'm only 18. I don't have my own home. I don't have my own car. Like, I'm not fit to have a child. And he was just like, you know what, like, we'll work through it. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like, just give it time. Like, let's think about it. And immediately I was all for abortion. All for abortion. I was just like, I'm not having this baby. I'm gonna get an abortion. I'm gonna get an abortion. And he was just kind of like, let's just think about it. Let's just take time. Let's think about it. And he actually wanted to tell his mom right away. His mom was the first person that we told. And I was like, well, hey, you know what? Let's tell her. Let's tell her. Like, maybe she'll know, like, what to do. Maybe she can help me out with what the hell we're going through. And so next thing you know, like 5 minutes later, we're calling his mom into the room and I'm hiding, and she just kind of knew what was going on. And he tells her, like, you're pregnant. Well, he tells his mom, Crystal's pregnant. And she's like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, like, we're serious. And she goes, you're not messing with me, right? And we're just like, no. Like, I'm seriously pregnant. And so I sat down on the bed with her. And she made, like, her first question was just like, what are you going to do? And I told her, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, nothing in my life is set in stone. And so she asks me, are you going to have an abortion, or are you going to keep the baby? And I was like, no. Like, I'm not keeping this baby. And, like, I don't know. Like, no, I'm not having this baby. Like, no, I'm not doing this. And her final words to me were, I'm just going to tell you this. Whatever you decide to do, I'm going to 100% support you. Forget what your baby's father has to say. It's not his body. At the end of the day, it's not his body, it's yours. And the ultimate decision is up to you. And she goes, whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to abort the baby or follow through with having the baby, I'm going to be there to support you. Whatever you decide to do, I'm going to support you. And so finally, after a couple of weeks and being a couple of weeks pregnant, I think it was around 10 weeks, I made my first appointment, and that's when I decided, like, I'm going to keep the baby. I did a bunch of research. I did so much research on what it was like having an abortion, and I spoke to my doctor, and after listening to what a lot of people had to say and their experiences of what it was like going through an abortion, it's selfless to say, but I couldn't, to simply put it, I couldn't put myself through that. I couldn't put myself through it with having an abortion, because I knew that once her due date came around, that I'd regret it, that I'd feel like just sad and depressed about it. And I just decided that I was going to have a baby, and I was going to ride out the full 9 months. And I don't regret my decision. At the end of the day, I do not regret having my daughter. She's the most purest and precious thing in this world to me, that I don't regret it. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I am a young mom, and having her so young was hard. My pregnancy alone was really, really difficult. The first 5 months of my pregnancy, I was constantly sick. I had morning sickness, but it wasn't just in the morning. It was throughout the entire day, from morning to night, from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went back to sleep for the rest of the night. And I had a hard time, like, just keeping everything down, and I was just constantly throwing up, and I was just constantly sick and nauseous. And I was still working, and that didn't really help much either. And finally, towards the, like, once I was in, like, around 6 or 7 months, that's when kind of, like, the morning sickness kind of went away for a month or two. And as you know, I was back to being sick again. At the end of the day, I'm very thankful that I didn't have really any scares throughout my entire pregnancy, but just the sole fact that I was young and I had no idea what was going on. Like, I knew absolutely nothing about pregnancy, or let alone giving birth. That I think all of that was just taking all of that into account. It did really put a lot on me, and having no idea what the heck we were doing or what was going to happen, it put a lot on him also, and it put a lot on our relationship. And obviously at the end of the day that wasn't healthy for me either, nor my daughter. But she came out being this beautiful little baby, and she's perfectly healthy. My daughter's very fortunate that at the end of the day she has both me and her father in her life, and that we're still together, and we obviously want nothing but the best for her. That's kind of my experience of what it was like being pregnant at 18. Definitely let me know what you guys want to know. If you guys have any more questions of what it was like being pregnant at 18, what my pregnancy was kind of like, comment them down below. Or if you want me to make a whole nother video of what my labor and delivery was like, I can definitely do that for you guys. If you guys want any Q&As, I can do that as well. Definitely leave your suggestions down below. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe.